Hi, Marcy Miranda with Free Speech TV. I'm here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin at Rebuild Wisconsin, and I'm joined by Van Jones, founder of Rebuild the Dream, which is one of the organizations that's helping put this on. Thanks for being here.
Glad to be here. It's been a big day, big day.
Yeah. Let's start by talking a little bit about Rebuild Wisconsin.
Sure.
What's broken in Wisconsin, and what do we need to fix?
Well, the first thing we need to fix is that the person who is in the governor's chair does not respect working people, does not respect women, does not respect children, does not respect elders, does not respect the state. And we need to have him out. There is a very good candidate who's trying to replace him. We need to recall Scott Walker. But we're not just stopping at that. We're also saying refund the state. You need to put the money where it belongs, and also need to rebuild the state. By putting people back to work, doing the things that need to be done in the state.
Yeah. And one of the things that I thought was really interesting was after Scott Walker had his big union-busting bill and things really kind of exploded here in Madison last year, we saw a lot of this in other states, Michigan, Indiana. Talk a little bit about the effect nationally.
Yeah, well, I mean, this was kind of like the ground zero. This is where they said, listen, there's this long, strong union heritage here. This is a state that has very strong populist tradition. If they can crush the unions here, then they feel like it'll just be easy every place else. And that's why you saw they started here, and then they went to Ohio and all across the country. And this is unfortunately, this is people who call themselves patriots taking a wrecking ball, painting it red, white, and blue, and smashing down every American institution that they can, from the unions to public education, all the way across the board, the safety net, Badger Care. They're going after every single thing that makes America great, and it's not just here. And so I think the most important thing I can say is that the occupation of Wall Street, the spirit of Occupy Wall Street, started with the occupation of the Capitol here in Wisconsin. That was really when the spirit of Occupy was born. It didn't have the name Occupy, but the spirit of Occupy was really born here. But the fight is not determined by how it starts, it's determined by how it ends. And people were out in the streets all around the world. People were supporting the people in Wisconsin. We need to keep supporting the people in Wisconsin and rebuild the dream.
Let's talk a little bit about the Rebuild the Dream then, and how is it that it came here to rebuild Wisconsin? Obviously, Wisconsin was kind of like you mentioned, the ground zero.
Sure.
Why come back here? Why come back now? What's at stake here in Wisconsin?
Well, RebuildTheDream.com is a national organization. We have more than 600,000 members. We're in every congressional district, and but from our point of view, this is the big fight. The election in June 5th, is the most important election. See, you just said it, June 5th. June 5th, that election is the most important election this year, except for November. The only election more important is November, but this is it. This is the opportunity for people to show and to demonstrate that this Tea Party overreach, this extremism, this idea you can smash down American institutions and call yourself a patriot, that all that it's time up for that. And the fact that the recall is even happening is a tremendous victory for the working people, ordinary people here in this state. And we need to go ahead and go all the way across the finish line and send a clear signal around the world that this kind of extremist politics, it has no place in America.
What do you think the effects and the outcomes of June 5th will do for Americans for the general election? Do you think it's really going to rile people up?
Well, I hope so. I hope so. The main thing is that the people are fighting back. The people are not lying down. People are not taking it. People are saying, listen, you abused your position. When he ran for office, he didn't say he was going to erase the rights of working people. He never broke breath. He never mentioned that. So he ran for office under false pretenses, and then once he got to power, then he abused his power. And so there has to be a consequence. And sometimes, this whole movement forward can seem a lot smaller than it is till right at the end. So they hope that we'll be discouraged. They hope that we will be confused. They hope that we won't participate. But we're here to make sure that everybody knows that this is the biggest fight. June 5th right here is the biggest fight except for November.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for taking some time to chat with us.
That's good. Well, thank you very much. Anybody who wants to be a part of what we're doing can go to RebuildTheDream.com. I also have a book out called Rebuild the Dream, where we talk about a lot of this stuff, talk about Wisconsin, talk about Occupy Wall Street. We talk about the Tea Party in the book. But be a part of this movement. We stood up in 2008 and made history. Then we sat down in 2010 and made history in the wrong direction. Let's fix it. So thanks.